Welcome. It's your friendly neighborhood Badger here. Holy, how do I even start today? There's going to be a lot of content coming today because Path of Exile has brought us a ton of content. The first thing I'm going to say, if you haven't watched the full live announcement, I've just uploaded a video of my reaction to it. If you don't want to watch my stupid face watching it, you can also just obviously watch the repeat of the live stream itself. The Q&A, as I'm recording this, the Q&A with Ziggy D is still going on, but I just kind of want to get ahead of the curve and share you my very initial reactions right now. Then I'm going to jump back to streaming and do some theory crafting and everything like that, because everything is changing. I wouldn't say, okay, almost everything, but there's so much changing in Path of Exile. This video here today, we'll be talking about the Scourge mechanic itself, but we'll also be going through, in subsequent videos today, we'll be going through lots of different additions that are going to be happening in Path of Exile. So there'll be a whole playlist for it, and jump into that. I'm going to intersperse some trailer footage with what I'm talking about here and everything like that. But if you do enjoy this content, if you're really hyped for the league, hit that sub button down there, but let's get right into it. Path of Exile Scourge. Path of Exile Scourge, you must fill the Blood Crucible with blood of your enemies, then shift into an alternate raycast where an apocalyptic event rages in order to slay powerful demons and craft potent items. Our October expansion contains the Scourge Challenge League, new skill gems, a rework to the passive skill tree, improvements to the Atlas endgame, new aspirational endgame content, new guild features, new unique items, and much, much more. So you can expect a lot of content coming out of me, covering all of my thoughts, and maybe more specifics about all of that as well, which is going to be really, really interesting. But the Scourge League itself, so what exactly is it? It's basically an alternate reality league where you click a button, you get transported to an alternate reality zone where you kill as many monsters as possible to fill up, or kind of make new items, and I'll talk about exactly how that does work. So, a mysterious figure will appear out of nowhere, trying to escape from something you can't see. She hands you a rusty-looking device called the Blood Crucible, and urges you to implant it into your body. So as you kill normal monsters, this Blood Crucible is going to fill with blood, and then you can also shift into the kind of Scourge area to kind of transform your area into an apocalyptic zone of what you're actually playing through to kill those monsters, to then also try and Scourge upgrade items. So what exactly do I mean by that? Scourging your items is where you place an item in your Blood Crucible. When you put an item in your Blood Crucible and then go to the Scourge environment, you will begin to transform this item. It absorbs corruption from the alternate raycast and focuses it into the item. After enough kills, your item can be transformed, corrupting it and granting it a pair of Scourge modifiers. So one of these is a powerful beneficial mod and one is a detrimental mod. So with great power comes great detriments. Sorry, Spider-Man. It's really, really interesting to see some kind of base stuff on some really low-level items right here. But say, for example, you know, the downside of this one right here, dealing no physical damage, but you might get some lightning res. Pretty terrible. But then you can also get things like more move speed on your boots with negative res. You get things like cursing with conductivity on hit, but you don't have life regeneration, all of this kind of stuff. I think there's going to be so much that we can play around with. You can see right here a Maloney's mechanism with dealing no cold damage, but bow attacks fire an additional arrow. All of this stuff seems absolutely insane. This also, you can notice that this is separate from implicit. This is above implicit. So what can actually happen here is you can double corrupt items and then actually put them in. This is another thing we'll talk about. You can Scourge already corrupted items to create basically the highest power items that we have seen in game. There are different levels of Scourge as well, so you can Scourge an item up to 3 times. So what this is going to mean is if you don't like your first tier, say, oh wait, I'm a physical build, I want to deal physical damage, you can then Scourge it again and again. And each time the tiers go up, as you can see right here, Scourged tier 3 on this Maloney's mechanism, that's really powerful with the bow attacks fire an additional arrow. So power goes up, probably more detriment comes as well, which is absolutely insane. And obviously, you can Scourge unique items, which is ridiculously insane. All right, you can also upgrade your Crucible, your place where you Scourge your items. As you slay the Scourge, the Blood Crucible gains experience and can level up. You can allocate its skill points in its own passive skill screen, which allows it to specialize in many aspects, including unlocking additional item slots, faster item transformation, better transformation outcomes, and the ability to transform unique items. So that's what all of this is right here. Now, we can't see exactly what this is. There's a little bit of that going on in the video. I might show a little bit on the screen right now for you to have a look at that. But there are some really, really, really interesting things through this. It was also stated in the live announcement that you can effectively allocate every single point. It will take a ton of time, though. So I'm expecting that's like an end of month 1 to month 2 type of situation right there. We don't know exactly how long that's going to take, but I think it's going to take a very long time. It might even be like getting level 100 on a character type of equivalent. So yeah, we'll see with that. All right, the Dream Furnace is also the Scourge endgame. So in the Atlas of Worlds, you may find the Dream Furnace, a device that grants you the ability to place maps into the Blood Crucible alongside your equipment. When a map absorbs enough corruption and transforms, it gains a beneficial and detrimental effect in the same way a piece of equipment does, but it can also gain a modifier that changes the behavior of Scourge League in that map entirely. So maps can be transformed up to 10 times, increasing their risk and reward substantially each time. When a map is transformed a second or subsequent time, there's a chance that a new beneficial or detrimental modifiers stack alongside existing ones, enhancing their power, or a chance that new modifiers are added. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is Path of Exile trying to push content to us that they don't want us to complete. However, we know that we're going to complete it. There's going to be people in the game that are going to play. I don't know if it's going to be me. I'm not that much of a gamer, but there are going to be people in the game that are going to be completing tier 10 Scourged Maze of the Minotaur maps, for example. But let's have a little look at these. So here's a tier 1 one. Shift into Nightmare on killing a rare or unique enemy, and you cannot manually shift into Nightmare. So that's what the mechanic is called. Shifting into Nightmare is when you shift and kill monsters around. So here's another one. Players have a negative 30% chance to suppress spell damage while in Nightmare, and rare Scourge monsters drop 1 additional Scarab. So you can start to see, this is tier 1. You're already starting to drop Scarabs. These are going to be extremely profitable right here. Here's a tier 4 right here. So you've got the shift into Nightmare on killing a rare or unique, negative 60 to physical damage reduction while in Nightmare, 20% increased quantity of items in Nightmare, 15% more experience. That's not increased experience, by the way, that's more experience. So that is a multiplicative onto any sort of League mechanic increased, any sort of increased from anything else that you're getting. That's ridiculous. And kind of Nemesis mod right there, except for Scourge monsters. Rare Scourge monsters drop 2 additional basic currency items. Here is a tier 10 Scourged map. So shift into Nightmare on killing a rare or unique enemy. You cannot manually shift into Nightmare. Yep. Monsters in Nightmare deal 120% more damage, take 45% less damage, you lose 300 life per second while in Nightmare. The rare Scourge monsters drop 3 additional maps and 7 additional stacked decks. This is insane, the kind of content that you're going to be doing with this. This is going to be absolutely ridiculous. It really is. It really is just going to be just bonkers. Just absolutely bonkers. And then lastly, we can see right here, we can also do a Scourged Maze of the Minotaur map. Tainted currency items that you can get in there. Rare additional monsters drop 2 additional tainted currency items, which I'm sure we'll talk just in a second. You also take 6,000 fire damage when you shift in or out of Nightmare. And you randomly shift in and out of Nightmare as well. That's absolutely ridiculous right there. Insane. Now, the rest of the stuff we're going to talk about in other videos, I'm wondering if I actually missed anything in terms of the currency that is going to be dropping. I don't think they actually have a section right here of the actual currency. Let me just double check. No, but you... Oh, yeah, here, down here. So you are also going to be dropping Tainted Chromatic Orbs, Tainted Orbs of Fusing, Tainted Jeweler's Orbs, and Tainted Blessings. These are going to be allowed to... It's going to mean that you're allowed to actually craft links and everything on your tainted items, on your, well, corrupted items. They don't actually have to be tainted because it says right there, reforges the number of sockets on a corrupted item. So it could be any sort of corrupted item, even though it might not be scourged or tainted yet. There are also new unique items going, including Mage Blood, which is hopefully going to be as rare as Headhunter and as powerful. Your leftmost 4 magic utility flasks constantly apply their flask effects to you. They cannot be used, and they cannot be, the flask effects cannot be removed. So basically, literal permanent uptime on your flasks as you are playing, if they are magic utility flasks right there. Massive for offense and defense with Mage Blood right here. This is going to be extremely chase, hopefully. And then this one right here, which I don't think we've fully seen, Stasis Prison. So 100 to max life, increased evasion, energy shield, Temporal Rift has no reservation, which is a new skill that's coming. 100% of damage taken recouped as life, and debuffs on you expire 100% faster. So this looks also like a crazy chase unique right there as well with Stasis Prison. That's all I really have to say on this first video right here about the Scourge League mechanic itself. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you like this content, hit that sub button down below. Remember to chuck a like and come watch me over on Twitch. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, Badger is out.